we knew coming in our preparation for this game that this was going to be a very hard-fought game for us, and it didn't disappoint me from that standpoint. We were very fortunate today to come away with a victory. I hate to be the team that plays against North Carolina State once they get the NCAA tournament. They are a very, very challenging team to prepare for because they can score with so many different weapons. This was a big game for us, and obviously the first half we had a hard time containing them off the dribble. They have such excellent one-on-one guys that create not only for themselves but for the opponents. We were very fortunate to be within striking distance at halftime. Thought that the second half we came out and was a little bit more aggressive offensively. Gave us an opportunity to get to the foul line a little more and create not only for the individual but for some of our teammates. And Malik Osborne was extremely aggressive on the boards. And when they did miss some shots, he gave us some opportunities to get out and get some easier baskets in transition. And we were able to at least keep enough distance. I was very disappointed that we missed our free throws down the stretch. We're one of the better free throw shooting teams in the country, but I think that says a little bit about the importance of the game. Sometimes when you have guys on your team that are in a position that we haven't been, the emotional part, the growing and maturing part sometimes is part of the process you have to go through. So we're very happy that we came up with a victory against a very good basketball team that probably is going to be an awful tough out for anybody to be successful against once they get in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure that they'll find a way to do that.
I'd like to ask you about the development of offensive rebounding on this team. You've gotten better at it over the games I've seen. You're like second in the conference now in offensive rebounding efficiency, got almost 40% of your misses today. What's the difference between now and earlier in the year?
Well, we have 6 new players on our team. We lost 6 guys last year. 5 of them are playing some level of professional ball, 3 of them I think in the NBA, a couple of them on the D-League team. So we lost some matured, experienced guys. And so it's taken us a while for the new addition, the guys who have now changed roles. Even some of the guys we have returning, they're in different roles now. And we have guys that are first-year players that are still growing within the system. And that's the good thing about our team. You point to the offensive rebounds, but in reality, we still have a lot of holes to fill. We still got a lot of growing we have to do. That's a good thing about our team. We're finding ways to win games while we're still growing and maturing. And hopefully, at some point, we'll become a little bit more mature and hopefully we'll start clicking all at the same time. One of the things that we've been challenging our guys is that we're trying to get to the point where we all are playing well at the same time, which I'm sure most coaches would say that, but it's kind of an elusive mindset for our guys because just like Malik going to the free throw line, first time he'd been in this situation, redshirt sophomore, that was a new situation for him to be in. But I think our guys are growing. Other than just trying to put pieces, put different aspects, improve different aspects of our game, that's the only answer I can give you. We said in the locker room before the game, this morning at our pregame meeting with our players, I told Malik that if he went out and was very aggressive, that would not have been something that was in the scout report that North Carolina State would have. They would be surprised. And he took me at my word. Not only did he surprise North Carolina State, he surprised us and probably surprised himself. But for him to go out and get 12 rebounds, I hope that's just a sign of him growing up and understanding what we need.
Leonard, you mentioned dribble penetration in the first half. You guys showed some zone looks in the second. What did you think? What did you want to get out of that? How did you think it helped you?
We just wanted to change the tempo of the game because we were having a very hard time containing them off the dribble in the first half. And even though I thought the change up by zone affected the game a little bit, they got right back within 1 or 2 points. And so we went back to our man-to-man, which we played 98% of the time. But I thought the change just kind of changed the momentum of the game just enough that they were not in the same rhythm they were in the first half because they were kind of scoring at will and getting to the basket anytime they wanted to. Almost the first half, we had a hard time containing the dribble and keeping them off the foul line in the first half.
You mentioned, too, when you've got a lot of new pieces, your guys came out in the second half and got into the paint, controlled the glass. There's a lot of things you guys did well as a whole. What did you think of your team's composure in terms of responding after the first half?
Well, this time of year for our team, you like to think that you're growing and maturing and you're adjusting to the things that are going on the court. I thought our guys responded very well in the locker room. We want to be more aggressive. We want to continue to keep rebounding well, and we didn't want to put them on the foul line. We wanted to contain the dribble a lot better. And I thought our guys did two things. We were much more aggressive attacking the basket in the second half, and I thought that we did a better job containing the dribble in the second half.
Leonard, with the game that Markel had against Duke, what did you want to take away from him specifically?
Markel is one of those kind of guys that you really don't really stop him. I mean, he has the ability to get shots, and the only thing you want to do is just give him a defense to try to make him make attempts, contested shots. And I wanted our guys to defend him the best they could, but I didn't want to put him on the foul line while we were defending him. And I thought our guys took the challenge. He missed some shots that he normally makes. He's a handful to defend. We were very fortunate that he didn't have one of those nights that he had against Duke.
And what's your approach in terms of the quick turnaround and the big game on Monday? Do you keep the same approach in terms of scouting report? Do you make it a little bit easier? Like, do you simplify? Like, how are you approaching Monday's game?
No, basically we have a defensive philosophy in terms of how we defend. So we won't make very many adjustments other than we'll point out the schemes that Louisville uses on the offensive end. We'll talk about what they do to you defensively, and then we'll concentrate on those areas from an offensive standpoint. Obviously, from a physical standpoint, you can't do very much. A quick turnaround like that. We've had 3, which I'm not very happy about, but that's the nature of college basketball. I wish we didn't have to do that. I think it's taxing on, I know it's taxing on coaches, but I think that sometimes physically with your players, it's just, that's a load. So what we'll do, we'll go back tonight and we'll try to get our guys in, get a good meal, get rested, whatever treatments they need. Tomorrow, we'll come out and have more of a walkthrough than we have a practice. We'll probably warm up and stretch a little bit just to loosen up and shoot some free throws. We could get some perimeter shots up, but we'll try to take the load off our bodies and prepare more mentally and emotionally than we will anything else. And I'm sure Louisville basically will probably be doing the same thing.
Any more questions?